Hi, I'm KB and welcome to this list of the top 10 most mysterious characters in video games.
I already know what number 1 is.
Yeah, okay. Keep it to yourself, big man. Anyway,
Why make the list if it's predictable?
No, it's not. Shut up.
It so is. Now stop ripping people's ideas off.
Look, this list was requested, so there's a lot of faces out there that you've just turned upside down now. How do you feel now? Anyway,
I can't hear the audio.
Stop listening through a pillow!
You're an asshole. So yeah, sorry to burst your bubble, but the origin shell of mine is going to be broken yet again. Because quite frankly, there's so many characters in video games that just become concealed and never become revealed. My rhyming never misses timing. I'm a poet. Either due to standalone titles or because companies are lazy. Or it could be just because of good writing. Thank you, typical joke dodger. Hell, the Riddler buries his head in shame. Well, the answers are underground, but you can't find them. So whether they are strange, dark, mischievous, or wacky, allow the common housefly to annoy you with an over-the-top 10 mysterious characters in video games. Ground rules are the following, and obey them because I'll fucking pepper spray you. 1. Per franchise. This list being about my taste. There. And what I perceive. This list is like a diamond structure, just try dismantling it. And have those bills cover your hand injuries. The backstory can't be revealed to the point that we actually understand the character, so Godo is going to be left off this list. But he will make his light in the future, specifically red. This is ranked on how mysterious I find them to be, so you may have a different opinion. Not about their actual character, because that would be stupid as we have yet to find out about the character. So let's begin. There is really nothing any more stereotypical than me starting off with the mysterious stranger now, is there? So when it comes down to the thick of things, this list doesn't really feel complete without the void of a mysterious man to shock its presence with. Huzzah! And that's just it. When you're traveling the world of Fallout, you're going to have people tell you their whole life story, which will then bore you to the bottom of your health bar. So then they're a good excuse to spike their drink with a grenade to get an achievement. Well, I've seen people dive in glasses, there's no excuse for a grenade to fit in there. Okay, it's their inventory, but when there's one guy who just comes and goes when he pleases, in other words, if you have the mysterious stranger perk, there is a chance that he will appear to help you in battle. But make no mistake, he's not just your puppet or turret. He will say that his father was a mysterious man and was a stranger to his own family. My father always paid the bill to protect our family like 2 solid gates. Back in the previous Fallout games, his encounter rate works a lot differently, and by that I don't mean... I mean there's a maths equation. That's plural in Britannialand. Chance of appearance in units of percentage is equal to 30 plus in brackets 2 times by whatever your luck is. So if your luck is 6, then I suppose it would be 42%. If you think that's hard, try and find the sum of the square root of the 2 sides of an isosceles triangle. What knocks him back to this rank is his involvement in New Vegas, which turns out he actually has a son which is known as the Lonesome Drifter, and he travels the wasteland looking for his father, which puts more background into his aura and draws some of the mystery attention to his son. But it's also like passing the torch and we still don't know that much about the guy. And we're also not meant to, you know, mysterious stranger. I mean, what would he be called if he was revealed? Recognizable friend? Now, the Happy Mask Salesman is pretty mysterious and all, but he's pretty much a tie-in to the story of Majora's Mask, and we have no clue whatsoever about his origin. But why is there a hand in the toilet? This personal thing is referred to as ... to represent the players kindly saying, what the fuck? And that would be a true assumption about it. This choice mainly came down to interest of what I would like to find out. A happy mask salesman? Why is he so happy? And why does he sell freaky masks? But the answer is because it's Zelda. A hand in the toilet? Can you wipe my bum for me? I know the Happy Mask Salesman has a creepypasta, but like I always say, doesn't count. You have to question even more things like how does it monitor its diet properly? Don't answer that. And one of the possible answers to this weird thing is that someone fell in. Who is this, Toilet Santa? The appearance in Skyward Sword, however, is more of a mystery giveaway, as the hand appears to be from a ghost girl who cries whereto Link can deliver a love letter, making her believe it is for her from Corlin. And who does this remind you of? After this, the hand will stroke Corlin after midnight so tenderly. You absolute pervert, why aren't you in hell? And this is why Link can be a bastard. Where is his dad? So yeah, in a nutshell, bizarre awareness wins me over. I did plan on making this list sooner, but thank God I didn't, because Cylon, Chili, and Cress wouldn't have made it here. Silly conspiracy theories. Don't you know the trio faced the Shadow Triad in the memory link? Next they're going to tell me that a random employer works his nights as some sort of acrobatic bollocks. When it comes to playing these games, I can say that besides from N, the Shadow Triad were the ones to stand out, mainly because at first their motives seem neutral. They act like humble servants and strictly follow instructions without fail. They appear out of nowhere when you least expect them, which is where Animal Crossing should take notes. And they're pretty much the only opposing threat that overwhelmed the player on more than one occasion. So what makes them so mysterious? Well, their loyalties are questionable and they seem to remain absent of emotion, only acting on the orders of Ghetsis. But why? What has Ghetsis done to obtain the command of these ninjas? It then becomes apparent that their identity is still yet a mystery, as the story advances to them being relieved of their duties and not knowing what to do with themselves.
Hey, you think we should hook up now?
Last time that happened, you broke my heart. Wow, you wear all that mascara?
Why did I give Lightbart away?
The enigma resides with him. Will he have an appearance in Pokemon X and Y? We'll have to stay tuned.
Q is the prime comparison to myself, as I'll just show up somewhere and just wander off, which is why I need to stop drinking that much when I'm out. The difference here is that he travels to different places around the world, and that he may be connected with the sheer amount of disasters that occur, which even gets the CIA chasing after him. There is no difference.
What do you mean?
I mean, you are the disaster.
Ooh, burn!
Even his whole look is mysterious enough to make you wonder who he actually is. The hat, the Dick Gumshoe coat, the Mickey Mouse gloves, the metallic mask, the shady look. I know who he is. He's a photographer! Paparazzi? No one even knows whether he's male, female, a cyborg, a banana, Bruce Wayne. Could it be that Q is actually one of many? Does he even know who he is? Why does he have these short victory phrases? Why do girls think guys are hot when they say less? Isn't that boring? The reason as to why he, she, it, Abomination is at number 7 is that his, her, its, Abomination's origin and identity are theorized by many fans around the world. Some speculate that Quack is a cyborg version of M. Bison, or maybe Sagat. Others say Queen is a remnant of Chun-Li's father, to which his detective garment gives away some of this. The way quantum physics is somewhat hinted is still very questionable, and by many of the twists and turns that makes me drool a tidal wave. Bonjour. You thought Amnesia was scary? Well, to be honest, the Justine DLC has a lot more in store when it comes to a time limit. Honorable mention for a special list. And also the choices to make. Then you have the suitors. 3 lovely eyeless fellows with a craving of ripping the eyes from within Justine for her betraying her obsessive loves.
Okay, listen, here's some friendly advice, and for this advice I have to put my cap on and then turn it back. Don't end up like Mario. Move on. There's plenty more fish that you can shackle in chains and do your villainous deeds to. By law you can't, but focus.
So we know that Aloar is the delinquent who likes to bleed for his love and probably thinks the heart is the typical shape. Basil being the angry turtleneck, slinging frustrating dialect at her, and Mallow who can easily rob banks if he can obey you. But who exactly is Justine? Now yes, there is some information about her with all 3 suitors, but it really comes from their perspective. From this moment on there will be spoilers for the main game. Frictional. You make some weird subtle characters, man. I mean, we thought Daniel was good, but he's a bastard who wants to repay for his crimes. This brings me on to my next point. What the hell did Justine do to these guys to make them batshit insane? Or is it just a delusion that there is no decent man in the world? I'm lovesick. But there is a conversation played between Justine and Basil, so you would think she's not all that mysterious. But come on now, how silly you are. Just because someone speaks doesn't mean that all is revealed. Because explaining Clark Kent would take 2 seconds. And for Justine to set up a whole trial for herself is fucking weird. Why would you do that? I'm basically saying I want to know that. Because it's all very trivial. But scroll back up, I actually mean she wants to test how humane she is. There, I said it, move on, press play. I mean, play is already on. Why is she so irresistible, and why do I feel a sudden urge to take my trousers off? There is no wiki page dedicated to the character of Justine, just everything around her. How does she imprison the people you need to save or kill, and how did she get 3 men beauty-ridden and chained up? Must have been one hell of an acid tablet she spiked them with, whatever the hell that is.
Hello, John.
Within the world of Rockstar, many Easter eggs and special events take place which totally escape realities, such as finding Ratman, Leatherface, some speculated ghost. But there is a particular man who shows up in Red Dead Redemption who claims to know the main character John Marston, but doesn't uncover his true identity but instead foreshadows events to come. Showing up at the future grave spots of Abigail, John and Uncle, says he's an accountant in a way to count the deaths to take, knows where John goes all the way through the game, saying that John will be responsible for his actions and says see you around cowboy, implying that when John dies, many have damned him. John firing 3 out of 4 bullets for each person that dies, and Jack's bullet got jammed, showing that he lives. And I think you know where I'm going with this. Damn it, not a photographer! Wait, God! And this is just theorizing, and the funny thing is, these aren't my words. go watch this video for more info. Now, he could be God, the devil, Jesus, an apparition, a reaper, hence the suit, or Bruce Wayne. Kieran, not everyone is Bruce Wayne. But really, that's what makes it so intriguing, the possible solutions to this and the constant foreshadowing, as well as the fact that John can't even kill him. Another possibility is that he isn't real, just part of John's imagination, and that all he says is coincidence. But that's bullshit. So if I think I figured it out, why would it still be mysterious? I don't know. Could be Abe's long-lost French brother who's somehow Texish. Yeah, it's a nation now. When first playing through the game, I never noticed the foreshadowing until I went back and was like, whoa, Mystic Meg! No wait, it's a guy! Special Simon Pegg! He conceals his identity, but also doesn't through an array of hints. That makes perfect sense. Well, Mr. I Know You, I do not know you. You sound agnostic, boy. I am.
Welcome.
The Merchant, or in my mind, merchants. Well, even if you kill one, they still appear in other places. Maybe it's a random cult, but I'm more concerned about why Leon's pretty much like, I don't care who you are, just sell me weapons, you weird person whom I shouldn't trust, and to walk into a grocery store like that is illegal, I think.
Question?
Yes, KB?
Why does he have so much gear?
To make himself look big and strong?
No, not like that. Silly steroids.
Oh, to make money.
You don't know, do you?
Also, what does he have to hide? Maybe the fact that he's British. American fangirls love that kind of stuff.
KB, you know you're trying to be more witty than actually informative.
Well, you know, appearing in various places, hiding himself, claiming some things he has are rare where he's the only person to bloody sell things, and possibly having clones of himself. That good enough for you? How does he make that much of a profit when most of the townsfolk would want his head on a stick? We'll find out in the next episode of The Walking Dead. You alright, Dad?
I'm happy.
You're sick. Plot twist, ladies and gentlemen. Gygus is my father. Double twist, he's not. The origin of Gygus before the millionth person corrects me. The creator, Shigesato Itoi, said that a part of Gygus is like a living being that deserves love, which is the breast of Hisako Tsukuba from The Military Policeman and The Dismembered Beauty, which is an adult film that the creator accidentally saw as a child when he walked into the wrong theater, and he confused a lovemaking scene turning into murder as rape. I guess murder doesn't require consent either.
When the guy grabbed her breast really hard, it got distorted into this bowl shape. It all hit me really hard. It was a direct attack to my brain.
Is it bad that I felt slightly aroused by that? But out came Gygus, all a sense of terror, weird Japanese erotic shenanigans, and atrocity into one fetus-looking cloud swirl dandelion. Now Gygus does have a bio. He's an alien raised by people with names, Maria and George, and sees into the future using the Apple of Enlightenment to understand Ness defeating him, which is why he wants to disprove that. I could go into it all, but it's not exactly the history of Gygus that I find the mystery, but his symbolism. He represents hatred, terror, shock, but then there's the questionable abortion stuff. Some of you might hate me for even pointing this out. Yeah, be a denier for all I care, the Big Bang didn't happen, blah blah blah. But Gygus' whole image before you fight him appears to look like a woman's cervix. Again, not saying this is true, but when you represent hatred, despair, insanity, what is the actual message? And Gygus, Ness defeated you because you traveled into the future, you idiot. And there's a game called Mother, so she's a weird MILF, and Christ, I'm the weird one. Ah, Shadow of the Colossus. How I've wanted to talk about you for so long. So this wonderfully crafted game has a wonderful but simple story. A boy named Wanda wants to resurrect a girl, and Sylvester Stallone in the sky tells him that he can achieve this by killing 16 stone beasts. All well and good, yes, but who is Wanda? Well, either they'd release a prequel explaining who he is, or they just unintentionally keep him a mystery. Because whether or not we know who he is, we can still sympathize with him after going out to slay the innocent Colossi while every single time getting impaled by tentacles, and then losing Agro the giant horse near to the end. The sad fact? He will never remember any of it. But I'm not exactly sure if Wanda turned into a baby or not at the end. Like if it's the same person or maybe Vessel. Either way, it's still a tease that he will never remember his past life or properly see the girl wake up. So to die in vain or not to die in vain? That is the troll. Why does this hunk of a shadow possess this power of luck and problem solving? Case in point, even when we don't know much about him, we can still sympathize with him for his torment. And that is effing weird.
Shake, shake.
So honorable mentions in case you ask. The Elusive Man, the Demon King Spada, the boy from Limbo, I pretty much don't care who he is, to me that's what makes the game. Infinity, Cabal, Grey Fox, Pyramid Head, Ryo Hayabusa, and Ada Wong. Now I think you all saw this coming. For many years now, the truth has never been revealed. All we see is a figure, but nothing underneath the surface from a lot of material that is already provided within the series. Yes, I'm talking about Diglett. What are you hiding? Are you like the dildo of Rhydon? Is there a lot of iron ore you absorb?
Rise and shine,
In a minute! Why do you have the stupidest evolution concept?
Mr. Freeman.
Okay, it's G-Man. There is hardly any theory I can find close enough to who he really is. The trouble is that he doesn't even use any means to make himself mysterious. He walks around in a suit, minding his own business. Does Gordon Can't Talk even know who he is, or does he even care? And I know he's #1. Everybody says he's like the #1 most mysterious character in video games. And I know that's a problem. But it's a problem that can't be avoided because there is no such greater enigma than the one with all the answers waiting to burst like a blister towards him. I wanted to make this list with my own style and inputs. Can't ask for anything more than that. Except for a kiss. But really, he'll either pop out of nowhere walking like a normal person who hasn't slept for days, which is ironic considering he'll tell Mr. Freeman to rise and shine, or he'll sport out monologues to him, which makes you wonder if he's actually good or bad. And that's really the big question. What is his affiliation with the plot? And where can I get a haircut like his? The army. Cool, see you around. Overall, G-Man makes #1 because we absolutely know zilch about him. Sorry Diglett, but you only have double D syndrome. Why does he talk funny? Is it the voice actor or his insecurities? Is he insecure? Do I think this is bullshit? Yes! Simply because Half-Life 3 will never happen. Gabe, sometimes you can be a bit of a twat. And don't make my name calling provide the sense of even more discouragement for the progression of the series. Basically, I'm a prostitute. I don't want money, I want Half-Life 3. And I will offer my body in exchange. I'm not gay, just mentioning how desperate I am.
So anyway, thank you all for watching. It's been very good trying to get out of rehab. Countdown rehab, that is. So you can love the video, become obsessive towards it, have a threesome with it, stalk me on Twitter, love me on Facebook, Let's Plays, yes. And just check out the series of videos because I swear, I really do. Thank you all, and toodaloo.